It started on a quiet Wednesday afternoon, the kind where nothing ever happens and everyone pretends that means the neighborhood is perfect. That's exactly what the HOA president, Karen Whitmore, loved about Willow Creek Estates. Perfect lawns, perfect fences, perfect silence, and, according to Karen, absolutely no room for outsiders, especially police. Welcome back to Story Hub, where we share true feeling stories about entitlement, karma, and people who push too far and finally get pushed back. That if you enjoy these kinds of stories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss what happens next. This story is fictional, but it's built on very real behavior. And trust me, by the end, you'll see exactly how one woman destroyed her entire life over a parking ticket. It all began when a patrol car made a wrong turn. Officer Daniel Reyes was new to the city. His GPS sent him down Brookhaven Drive, which just happened to cut through Willow Creek Estates. It wasn't a gated community. There were no signs saying private road, no barrier, no gate, nothing, just a normal residential street. Reyes slowed down because a kid was riding a bike too close to the road. He rolled to a stop, waited for the kid to move, then continued driving slowly. That's when Karen saw him. Karen Whitmore, mid-50s, bleach blonde bob, oversized sunglasses, walking her tiny white dog like it was a royal procession. She froze in the middle of the sidewalk. Her face changed instantly. First confusion, then irritation, then something darker. She turned around, marched straight into the street, and raised her hand. Officer Reyes hit the brakes. She walked right up to his driver's side window. "What do you think you're doing?" she snapped. Reyes rolled down the window a few inches. "Afternoon, ma'am. Is there a problem?" "This is a private community. I'm just passing through, ma'am." "No, you're not," she said sharply. "Police are not allowed inside Willow Creek." Reyes blinked. "I'm sorry. This neighborhood has its own private security. We do not consent to police patrols here." Reyes stayed calm. "Ma'am, this is a public road." "No, it isn't." "Yes, it is." She stepped closer. "You need to leave. Now." He glanced at his GPS. "I'll be out in about 30 seconds. She slapped her hand on the hood. "You are trespassing." That's when people started to watch. Curtains moved. Garage doors paused halfway open. Phones came out. Reyes kept his voice steady. "Ma'am, please step away from the vehicle." She didn't. Instead, she reached into her purse, pulled out her phone, and started recording. "This officer is harassing a private neighborhood. This is a no-cop zone." Reyes stared. "There is no such thing as a no-cop zone, ma'am." She smiled like she'd caught him in a lie. "Watch me make it one." She walked behind the patrol car, and that's when she did something so unbelievably stupid that it still shocks me. She took her metal water bottle, one of those thick stainless steel ones, and swung it with both hands into the rear windshield of the patrol car. Crack. Glass shattered everywhere. The street went silent. Someone gasped. Someone whispered, "Oh my God." Reyes jumped out of the car instantly. "Ma'am, step away from the vehicle right now." She dropped the bottle. "I was defending my property. You just damaged a city vehicle. You were trespassing. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back." Her confidence vanished. "What? No. You can't arrest me. I'm the HOA president. Hands. Behind. Your back." She backed up. "This is harassment." She turned to run. She made it 3 steps before Reyes caught her wrist and gently but firmly brought her down. She screamed. She thrashed. She accused him of assault. It took 2 more officers arriving within minutes to fully detain her. By the time she was placed in the back of a patrol car, the entire street was watching. Her neighbors, her board members, her reputation. Gone. That should have been the end of it. But Karen Whitmore was not the type of person who learns from consequences. She was the type who doubled down. By that evening, she had already posted on Facebook, "Police illegally entered our private HOA neighborhood and attacked me when I asked them to leave. This is government overreach." Within hours, the post went viral locally. By the next day, reporters were calling. By the next week, the city was investigating. And that's when everything Karen thought she controlled started unraveling. The city pulled the road records. Public road, maintained by the city, funded by taxpayer money. Willow Creek had never been private, not once. Then they reviewed the body cam footage. Clear audio, clear video. Her swinging the bottle, her screaming, her resisting. Then the HOA's own documents got reviewed. that's when something else surfaced. Karen had been fining residents illegally for unauthorized police presence for over 2 years. She had issued over $78,000 in fines and pocketed a percentage as administrative fees. She had threatened residents with liens if they called 911, but she had blocked emergency vehicles twice before, and nobody had spoken up because she controlled the board. Until now, the district attorney filed charges: vandalism of government property, resisting arrest, false reporting, abuse of authority, fraud. Her attorney tried to negotiate. The city refused. Residents started a class action lawsuit. The HOA board collapsed that Karen's husband filed for separation. Her name became poison, all because she thought she could declare herself above the law. And that's where things stopped being funny and started becoming devastating, because Karen wasn't just losing a case. She was losing everything. And she was about to find out exactly how much. But that part comes next. The courtroom was smaller than Karen expected. She'd imagined something dramatic. Wood-paneled walls, towering ceilings. The kind of room where powerful people argued and deals were made. Instead, it felt cramped, ordinary, almost insulting. She sat at the defense table in a pale gray blazer, hands folded tightly, jaw clenched so hard it twitched. Her attorney whispered things to her that she barely heard. She kept staring at the door, waiting for someone important to walk in and save her. No one did. The prosecutor laid everything out slowly. The body cam footage played first. Karen watched herself on the screen, stepping into the street, shouting, hitting the car, trying to run. She flinched when the glass shattered. She mouthed, "That's not how it happened," even though it was exactly how it happened. Then came the HOA. Records, spreadsheets, bank transfers, fine notices, threat letters. Emails where she explicitly told residents they were forbidden from calling police or emergency services. The judge leaned forward when those emails were read aloud. "Ms. Whitmore," he said, "do you understand that preventing someone from contacting emergency services is a criminal matter?" She swallowed. "I was maintaining order. You were abusing power." The residents testified one by one. A woman who was fined for calling 911 when her husband collapsed. A father who was threatened with a lien because he reported a burglary. An elderly man who said he was too afraid to call police when his garage was broken into because Karen had told him he'd be fined. Karen didn't look at them. She stared at the table. Her world was shrinking. When the verdict came, it wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. Guilty on all major counts. The judge sentenced her to community service, probation, mandatory restitution, and a 5-year ban from holding any HOA or community leadership position. She also ordered full repayment of all illegal fines, plus damages. Karen's attorney tried to argue for leniency. The judge shook her head. "This wasn't a mistake," she said. "This was a pattern." Karen left the courtroom without speaking. Outside, cameras waited. She pulled her sunglasses on and walked faster. But there's no outrunning consequences. The restitution alone forced her to sell her house. The lawsuit settlement drained her savings. Her friends stopped calling. Her social circle vanished. Her name became shorthand in the neighborhood for "don't be like her." The HOA dissolved and reformed with a new board, open rules, and city cooperation. Police drove through occasionally. No one complained. They waved. Months later, I saw Karen again. Not at a meeting. Not in court. At a grocery store. She stood in line in front of me, hair pulled back, no makeup, no sunglasses, no entourage. Just another person waiting to pay. She turned slightly, noticed me looking, and for a second her old expression flickered, that instinctive glare. Then it faded. She looked tired, smaller, human. She said nothing. Neither did I. She paid, took her bag, and left, and that was it. Not with a bang, not with a meltdown, but with a quiet exit from a world she thought she owned. Because in the end, the law doesn't care about titles. It doesn't care about boards or power or neighborhood politics. It only cares about facts, and facts don't bend for anyone. Thanks for listening to this story. If you enjoyed it, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. And remember, power doesn't reveal who someone is. It reveals who they always were.